What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get started, as always, I gotta say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I put together a very special build for y'all. Now, I'm gonna be calling this one the 2-way 3-level GOAT, but it's actually gonna come out to a 2-way 3-level threat. Now, this build, out of all NBA players, if you've guessed it, it's gonna be reminding me of Kobe, Bean, Bryant. Now, getting into our attributes, we'll reach a 99 plus when it comes to our driving layup, post control, ball handle, perimeter defense, steal, and stamina. Now, with that being said, we'll also be able to equip all of the layup packages, some dunks, and most of the ball handling animations. Now, we'll also get a total of 60 badges. And as far as for this build, this is a very overpowered Kobe build. Now, it's very fun offensively and a huge threat on the perimeter on both sides of the ball. And as far as for when it comes down to strength, this is what makes this build very unique. Now, I think you can use this build in any and all game modes, and this is going to be better than most builds that you can possibly make. So before we get any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So the first thing that you want to do to get lined up is put this build in the shooting guard position. As far as for the height, we're going to go with 6'8", 199 when it comes down to our weight, with the wingspan of 6'9". Now from here, we are all set to move forward, and the first area that I think is going to be most important for every single build is definitely going to be the physicals. So when it comes to our speed, I decided to put this all the way up to an 81. Getting into the acceleration, this is really optional. I'm going to go with a 75. As for when it comes to our strength, I'm going to go with an 83. And then getting into our vertical, I think that this is going to be best at a 51. Now, as for the stamina, maxes out to 99, and this is what we'll be looking like moving forward. Now, do keep in mind the +4 that you get from the Gatorade facility workouts. We're going to have an 85 speed, 79 acceleration, 87 strength, 55 vertical with, of course, a 99 stamina. Now, this is what we're going to be looking like so far, but getting into the defensive end, as far as for that interior, let's go ahead and put this up to a 55. Getting into the perimeter defense, I'm going to go with a 94. And then moving into the steal, let's go ahead and put this all the way up to an 85. Now, getting into the rest of the build, it really comes down to how far you want to upgrade on the defensive stats. But as far as for being an exact Kobe build, I'm going to leave these attributes as is. Now, getting into the playmaking, go ahead and put that pass accuracy all the way up to a 77. Getting into the ball handle, I think that this is going to be best at an 85, with the speed with ball going up to a 77. Now, this really sets you up to be able to make moves and play make, especially when it comes to passing. This rating is definitely high enough to take into any game mode, Rec, Pro-Am, 3v3, and you can really consider this to be a 1v1 build once we get into the finishing and the shooting. So as for the mid-range shot, I'm going to go ahead and put this up to a 92. Getting into the three-pointer, I like this best at an 80. And then as for the free throw, I decided to put this to a 76. Now here's what we're going to be looking like today for the shooting. As you can see, for these ratings, they're definitely going to be able to reach 99 and the high 90s. As for when it comes to our finishing, to wrap everything up, go ahead and put that close shot to a 71. As for when it comes to our driving layup, I like this best at a 90. And that's what's going to unlock all of the layup packages. And then for the post control, I decided to go ahead and put this up to a 92. Now we have a few remaining attributes left over, and just to get the exact comparison and replication of Kobe, make sure you max this out to a 60 for the driving dunk, and this is what we're going to be looking like once we get this build to 99 overall. So starting with the badges, as you can see, the ones that I like most are going to be Gold Fearless Finisher. You also get badges like Fast Twitch, Hall of Fame Pro Touch and Dream Shake are going to be some of my favorites. We'll also get Silver Hook Specialist, Hall of Fame Post Fade Phenom. Getting into the driving layup, a lot of great badges here. We're going to also be able to get Acrobat, a lot of badges when it comes to the finishing. Overall, I think this is where the build does get its strength from. Now for the driving dunk, we're even able to still maintain badges like Slithery and even Gold Bunny with Whistle. Now for the post control, the ones that I admire most are going to be Gold, Unpluckable with Silver Back Down Punisher. Dream Shake this year has definitely become one of my favorite badges for the post scoring and even the playmaking. Now even further, we get Gold Drop Stepper, which I think is amazing, as well as Post Spin Technician. Getting into the shooting, badges that I like are Gold Blinders. We also get Deadeye and Green Machine with Space Creator. Hall of Fame Guard Up, Mini Magician, Open Looks. This badge, I'm telling y'all, all of these are going to make a huge difference. Now for the 3-pointer, we're going to be able to get badges like Agent 3, Silver Corner Specialist, Spot Finder. And then for the free throw, I think free points at least on the bronze tier is going to be more than enough. Now for the pass accuracy, the badges that I'm looking at are going to be Silver Break Starter. We'll also be able to get Post Playmaker and Special Delivery. For the ball handle, I do like Gold Unpluckable with paired up with Angle Breaker. Then we'll get Silver Blow By and Handles for Days. Now physical handles on the Hall of Fame tier, I'm telling y'all, very overpowered when you pair this up with your finishing. We'll also be able to get Speed Booster, Killer Combos, and Gold Triple Strike. A little bit more of the same when it comes to the speed with ball, except we do get Hyperdrive. Now for the defensive end, the badges that I like for the interior is going to be Hall of Fame Workhorse. From here, we get Gold Clamps, Hall of Fame Ankle Braces, Challenger, Silver Fast Feet, Pick Dodger, 94 feet with Off-Ball Pass. Now getting into the steel, Silver Glove Interceptor and Right Stick Ripper. And then for the defensive rebound, I don't think we needed to focus really on anything else for the defensive end because of how strong our physicals are, especially with that strength. Now, is there anything that you would possibly do to go ahead and make this build a little bit better? One thing that I want y'all to take into consideration will be buying your own boost, activating your takeover, wearing gear, and then you also get a minor boost depending on how well you play throughout each game. That's at least a plus 10 to 15 if you add everything up. Just something that I did want to throw out to y'all. Really, this build, I'm telling y'all, all around, I think it's a very overpowered offensive and really sneaky low-key of a lockdown. So let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that everybody made this build correctly. Now we should be able to get these 3 different shades. First, of course, being Kobe Bryant. And as y'all can see together, we have created the 2-way 3-level GOAT coming out to a 2-way 3-level threat. Now as far as for the attributes, this build has everything and more that you can ask for. And especially when it comes to this build overall, gonna be made out of one of the greatest of all times, the GOAT, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. So look, I just want to say thank y'all so much for the support. More so than anything, thank God, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. Now look, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from. And I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.